Hey guys, Chuck with X Mods here. So I went to the sand show up in Hurricane, Utah, St. George area, and I was able to meet a couple more manufacturers that are going to help sponsor the page. First was JRI Suspension. They make a long travel kit, mid travel kit. Kind of like HCR. They do things quite a bit differently. Um, I'll go into that later. And then on a booth next to theirs, or like in front of it, I met Chris Lemming with XTC Motorsports, Power Sports, and talked to him for about an hour. Hit it off. He wants to be part of the page. Good dude. So I met him up in Utah, and then he lives in Mesa, or at least that's where his shop's at. So I decided to go down to Mesa, and we were talking about his headlight kit that he offers for the Expedition. I thought it was kind of cool, and if you've been following me at all, you know I like the cool little gadgets. You know what I mean? Even if they don't serve a purpose. But this one actually is pretty neat. It serves two purposes. Number one, it has a built-in indicator for your turn signal. So I currently run a WD kit with sequential lighting. So I've had XTC in the past, I didn't like it. Took it out, replaced it with WD. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the XTC headlights built for the Expedition. They don't have sequential lighting, but the turn signal light bar is in there. I think it looked pretty cool. So, and I talked to Chris, I'm probably going to swap out the WD turn signal kit for the XTC. He's made quite a few improvements since my first Expedition. So I figured why not give it a shot. It's not that big a deal to take things in and out. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a 3 or 4 part video. The first part's going to be the unboxing of this new headlight. And again, it's got a built-in turn signal indicator, and then it's also got different beam patterns. So the driving part of it is brighter than the factory. And then the high beam is a different pattern all on its own. So it's more of a spot beam, where the factory ones are more of a flood. So it kind of lights up a wider but shorter area, where the XTCs, they just shoot out further. So in the off-road industry, you want to be able to see where you're going. If you're going slower, it's nice to have that wide pattern. But if you're hauling butt and you want the brights, this is going to be a good option, a good upgrade option. So right now I'm going to do the unboxing, kind of take a look at it, let you know what I think of the packaging, what the overall headlight itself. And then tonight, I think what I'm going to do is shoot a video, take some pictures of the factory headlights before I remove them. And then I'm going to swap them out. I'll probably do an install video, and then I'll do the same video again, maybe still photos. The photos will probably make more sense because you can kind of switch from before and after to see real world differences between the factory headlights and then the XTC upgraded headlights, just to see really how the beam is really different. Low beam, high beam, and then of course I'll demonstrate the turn signal blinker. I've never installed one of these before, so Chris said it was easy. I think he said his 12-year-old did it, so I should be able to do it. I don't know. I'm not very mechanically inclined, but I'll give it a shot. So let's open up this bad boy and see how the packaging looks. Picked up a new knife the other day. Kind of cool. Let's see. The box is pretty thick. You could tell a lot about a higher quality product by the thickness of the cardboard. I noticed when I bought some stuff on Amazon, light bars, stuff like that cost $100, the cardboard was super thin. But then I spent the big money on the Baja Designs, and it's like they used a steel reinforced cardboard. I mean, you know, you're obviously talking about a lot more money. But it's just the little differences, you know, sometimes make the biggest impression. So we got a sticker from XTC and a little advertisement with some different options for their turn signal kit. Cool. Foam. Throw that over there. Light number 1. Light number 2. Pretty good packaging. I'd like to see the cardboard a little bit thicker, but I don't know. It's probably good enough. They don't look like they're damaged, so. Let's see. Oh, that's the other side. Let's take this one off. I'll show you this one. Voila. So it looks like it's kind of, yeah. I'll kind of compare it to the other one, just on visual aspects first. And then, like I said, tonight, I got to do a picture first or a video before and after. That way, if you're thinking about doing this upgrade, you know, it'll make more sense to you. It is, one of the members made a pretty good comment about this. It's actually a pretty inexpensive upgrade. I think it's like 350 bucks. And since Chris decided to be part of the Xmods team, he has given us a 10% discount code. So again, look at the feature tab for all the different manufacturers that want to be part of the page. And they all have created an Xmods code. Really cool. The page is really turning out to be kind of cool. It's really opened up a lot of doors for myself and meeting a lot of different manufacturers. So I'm going to say, looking at this initially, the high beam looks like kind of like a glass bulb. And it almost looks like there's two of them, two smaller ones, where this is one big honking one. Like this cylinder right here, or this, I assume this is the high beam. It's twice the size as what's in the unit. And then the low beams, they're kind of like a split up glass. It's really hard to explain, where these are crystal clear and they have a, I don't know, it's kind of like a concave to them. So I can see how they're better, and obviously that's where their turn signal marker is. So right now I have the sequential light that comes here, and it's timed perfectly with my Sector 7 mirrors. So I'm going to probably end up cutting that wire there and hooking it up to this yellow wire, I think. I don't know. I'll have to take it apart and look. There isn't any instructions. That being said, it is plug and play. So I can't imagine it being too difficult. Looks like there's 2 screws on top, 1 on the bottom. I have no idea how to get to them. So I'll probably remove the hood, the grill, loosen up the top fender here. And I have a feeling the top 2 are on there, and then the screws on the bottom. So, yeah, I think once I'm done doing my test, I will then do an install video, and you can see me fight the overall install. I don't know if it's going to be easy or hard. Like I said, he said his 12-year-old son did it, but here's the thing. There's 12-year-olds, and then there's 12-year-olds that are raised by a person who's literally a manufacturer, an inventor, per se, who's learned his ropes from very mechanically trained individuals with years and years of experience. So his 12-year-old may be a little bit higher level of intelligence than me. So, but I'll give it a shot. It looks like it's just 3 screws and then some wiring. So this is part 1. I'll do part 2 and 3, and then give you guys an update on the overall plan. So stay tuned for the next phase or step. Okay, guys. So I went ahead and I did a before picture, a low beam, high beam. What I did was I measured a distance between my garage door and my Xpedition, and then just took some still photos. So I'll probably do that on a different post, unless I can figure out how to integrate photos into the video. I should be able to do it, but man, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So let's try to pop this on. First thing I'm gonna do is remove my grill. Put back on my forward-facing camera. No, I can't. Those dirt bags. It's broken. Somebody's probably popped it out at some time. So the bad thing about the 2025s is that they don't give you the forward-facing camera. Polaris, you guys are cheap. Just saying. And now I need a new cap for that. Okay, remove the hood. Torx. Alrighty then. So, got it on the first shot. T46. Okay. Oh, yeah. Got these cool little Magna bowls. Perfect. Butter sauce. Take these out. Oh, man. Looks like somebody used a different Torx on the other bolt. Alrighty then. Bam. So the theory is you lift this up and then you're supposed to get access to the back side. I kind of wonder if I should pop that push pin out. Looks like the screws are right there at the top. If you guys ever have a opportunity to get one of these flashlights, little one, bends it sideways, bam. Let's see. Yeah, they're right there. Cool. Of course, the only bad thing is you can't see them. So you have to, I don't know if they're a Torx or a Phillips. Nor can I see what size it is. Oh, come on, baby. Okay. Had to verify that it's a Torx, and it definitely is. Boom, got it. This Torx is a T25 for the headlights. Because I like power tools, I'm just going to use a power tool. If I can get in there. One bolt. 2 bolts. Now, let's do, should be one on the bottom here. There she is. Looks like somebody, that might be the right size. Oh. One of the problems when you guys do like underglows and stuff, you have to hide wires. So there's a big loom of wire blocking the actual screw itself. So this might be a little easier said than done. Oh. Well, okay. So headlight's loose, and I've got some harnesses here that are in my way. Unless you've done crazy stuff like I have, you're probably not going to have the same issues. There's that one. Should be it. Yeah, cool. Hey, I got one. All right, I'm going to do a video of so the top one is XTC, the bottom one is factory. So I don't know if the camera shows it very well, but this is what you're getting for your money. So let's reinstall. Now, my only issue is that I got one wire for the turn signal, but 3 wires from the WD. I would assume it's because it's sequential. So what I'm probably gonna do, so the problem is I got 3 wires going to this little rubber strip thingy. So I might actually so what I'm gonna do, because I've got, so the wire for the turn signal kit on the WD is not compatible with the XTC headlight. So what that means is that I'm going to reuse for now my sequential light, and then whenever I get the XTC turn signal kit installed, I'll be able to wire it up to that. I don't think I should cut this though and then wire it up, because honestly I don't think it's going to work. And in reality, if I want to resell this thing, I probably could. Very simple. So now that I've got that out, I'm just going to go ahead and put the XTC in now. Come on, baby, line up. Do, 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 do. So, yeah, that's all right. Bam. Money, son. All right. 2 screws there. That drops in there. And then I'm gonna get something to clean that LED so it can slip in easier. Yeah, looks good. Bam. So there's little springs on the inside, and they fit inside of a little pocket on the headlight itself. So let's see. I guess they don't fit in a pocket. The screws go there. So what happens is the springs, you got to press the springs up against this. And then when you screw it in, the screw from the back, it must allow it for the vibration, because you don't want a rigid mount on a headlight apparently, or else it'll shake itself. The plastic quality seems about the same. So, I don't know, I think. Definitely would be a better job with somebody with little fingers and hands, which I do not possess. Being technically morbidly obese by my doctors, my hands are on the large side because I'm, again, by all medical definition, morbidly obese. So what I'm fighting is all the harnesses that I've added on over the years, or all the weeks. This was a very fast build. The whole X build literally took, guys, man, it took less than, I think the whole build took less than, yeah, there it is right there. There you go. 6 weeks between ordering everything, getting everything. Obviously the manufacturers helped out with the build. They were able to ship me stuff for the channel and expedite some stuff for some videos, which was which was really neat. I'm not too sure exactly how that goes in, but I think it does that. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is start with the screws and then so the headlight uses these little ones here. Which is T25. Yeah, see, I'm fighting that little LED strip, but I think I should start these screws first. Get off. Now, I almost would suggest taking off this fender that's fighting me on my arm, but again, honestly, guys, I guess to remove the fender, you need to remove the A-pillar. Oh no, no, I got it. You got to remove a lot of stuff. So this is definitely faster. Well, yeah, I didn't need that anyway. Cool, got the first two started. Yeah, so far this is pretty easy. Just a little tricky to kind of get everything perfectly lined up. Oh, feels all right to me. Oh, I do actually. Torx is a T25. I think. Torx. T25. Here we go. T25. T20. Oh, let's see. T25. So I would use a T25 1/4-inch drive if you have one. I thought I only had a 3/8, but I don't. I've actually got a 1/4-inch drive set as well. There's not a lot of room in there, so yeah, T25 Torx for the headlights. 1/4-inch drive is what I would use. Got to watch it because as you torque these down, you're closing the gap. And if you do want to integrate, if you just want the headlights and not the turn signal, which is obviously what I'm doing right now, and you do the WD instead, you got to be careful because you don't want to pinch this wire down here. That would be bad. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you guys ever want to watch a funny video, Google on YouTube, Salesman Badger. I used to be in the car industry as a general, not a general sales manager, a finance manager at King & Chevy. And man, one of the videos came around. It's called the Salesman Badger. It's like a little badger, and it was so funny. It was pretty cool. Change the subject, but obviously that's all right. What do we got here? This bottom one's a little tight. Again, it's only because I've got all these wires here. I've got a huge loom literally right in my way. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to watch that gap because every time I turn this, it's getting tighter and tighter against this. And then with this WD LED thingy here, the more that I tighten it, the tighter it's going to get. Oh, butter. cool, I think. I hope, I just thought about it. So I hope these 3 screws aren't also the adjuster. They could be. I don't know how much adjustment I can get out of these things, so I guess I'll see how that works. Ugh. Cool. So I don't think there is. So what I just found out though is once you drop those, when you remove this and this here, there's a hook that goes in and then down. So when you pull this way, you need to kind of, I guess you kind of have to lift it up and then pull it out. I don't know. You saw me torque it up and then it just popped loose. Shove these wires back in there. That looks good. Now for the moment of truth. Yeah, it just slapped right in real easy. And then there's another one right there. Boom. Oh, I see. I already removed those 2. That's right. So these 2 go right here. Obviously, you're going to want to learn how to use your fast forward button on this part. Unless you like watching me struggle with my morbidly obese fat fingers. Bam. Next. Okay, so again, I should be able just to pull this. Nice. That was pretty cool. Oh no. So this is where they've hidden all the electronics. And holy smokes. See, I've never seen underneath this thing, but holy cow, there's a lot of stuff here. So it looks like nothing is screwed down. Maybe, maybe not. How is that attached? I sure hope they didn't use a 2-sided sticky tape, because that would be a bummer. They did. They sure did. That's okay. It's coming out anyway, and what I'm doing is I'm actually removing the WD control panel, and what the installers did is they used a 2-sided tape, which in hindsight, man, I'd probably just sink a couple. Well, you can't screw it down because then you'd be poking holes in the top of the headlight itself, so that'd be a bad idea. Yeah. I don't have the same real estate, so I have to use the 1/4-inch ratchet on this side. In fact, the driver's side is packed full of electronics. I'll show you guys one of these days. Got my Switch Pros controller, all my rock panel light controller thingies, and there's a lot going on here. Okay, there's one. Magnetic bowl. Magnetic bowls are very handy, just saying. Bam. Number two. Remember, two at the top, one at the bottom. Oh, nice. This side's way easier on the bottom. Okay. Done. Now for the fun part. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's going to make sense to you whenever you watch that Badger video on YouTube. It's hilarious, especially if you're from the car world, the car business world. You got any wiggle room? I'll show you wiggle room. All right. Man, I got so many electronics, guys. You will not, unless you've done what I've done, you are not going to have the same struggle. That is for sure. This thing, yeah. Oh man, they've gone nuts in here. Looks like the horn's blocking me. Oh, please don't break. Okay. Now, one thing you want to be very cautious about that I'm noticing right now is you don't want to scratch the lens with these. I'll show you these things. So, since I don't have the same room, I'm going to go and just pull these off and then I'll just reinstall them later. I don't want to scratch these. I don't think I'll ever sell them, but that one's not coming off. You dirtbag. All right. Man. Yeah, my boys at UTV Stereo, they really packed this thing full, that's for sure. Oh, jeez. Ah, man. Oh yeah, go ahead, it'll be fun, they said. So I gotta take that spring off or I'm gonna severely damage, I think. I don't want to scratch up my factory headlight. Ow! Factory headlight. Got it. All right, so all right, so I can't get it. So I'm gonna start taking apart plastics. Again, More than likely, you guys will not have this frustration. There we go. Oh yeah, bam. Oh, yeah, and I did mar up my limbs. I knew I should have. Boom. Cool. So, no, I didn't do it. I did do it, but I didn't. So, there's a push pin underneath this right here. I had to remove that push pin to flex the top part of what holds this in, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The wiggle, wiggle, wiggle is going to make a lot more sense if you're watching a video, like I said. Here we go. You know, one thing, guys, I'm noticing. So, biggest pro, XTC, yeah, they have a tail. This OEM does not. That's cool. I was wondering why the install was a little bit easier than removing it. So that's really handy, really sharp. The plastics, I don't know. Polaris molded it better for sure. I see that. I like the molding better on Polaris. It's different. It looks like a higher quality. Probably is. I don't know. I do like the pigtail though. Pigtails are a nice touch. Okay, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. What's gonna be real fun is to get off me. Get all these electronics back. All right. There we go. Nice and easy. Don't scratch. There you go. Oh. So, you're going to want to really be careful with this, guys, because I'm definitely marring up some stuff, and I don't want to, so I'm going to loosen up this whole front clip. I just don't have the slack that I want. There. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Bam. I love it. Man, I don't want to do this again. It's a pain. Like I said, I know I'm a broken record, but man, if I didn't have all these electronics, it would be a walk in the park. And what I'm hoping for is I can get these springs on relatively easy. Bam. And like everything else, they just take a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Come on. You know, I would recommend 2 people, and I'll be honest, just for the main purpose that if I either that or remove the fender. That fender is just constantly rubbing against my arm. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a sissy. I'm probably just being a sissy. Sissy girl. Let's see. Tell you one thing nice too about the way XTC did it with their molding, even though I just made a comment about Polaris being better. You can grab the headlight itself from the back side. You couldn't do that on the factory one, so that's kind of interesting. There's a small cavity where they've injected the molding there, and the way that they've done it, it gives you a handle to grab on top of the on the back side of the headlight. Does that go on top or bottom? I think that goes on bottom. Does it? It does. Okay. There we go. Watch your orientation. I got mine wrong, and it fought me a little bit on the way the plastic overlaps each other. Alrighty then. Righty tighty. Yeah, definitely give it a few turns on the top section and then do the lower. Remember the headlight uses these 3 little ones, and they're the T25s. Kind of hard to see, so. The nice thing is, it's like threaded into plastic, so you can't really cross-thread it. I guess you probably could, but I don't know. I don't think so. What a great way to spend my Saturday night. But if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be sleeping. I like to go to bed early and wake up early. cool. Oh man, you guys ought to see this wire crap that I got. That is going to be so much of a joyful experience, shoving all that stuff underneath this fender all over again. I can't wait. All right, here we go. Yeah, baby. First thing I'm going to do is put my control module for my... You know, another thing too, guys, because they mold it differently, it actually gave me more real estate underneath this fender. So that's an interesting thing. It's kind of cool. I'm sure Chris is going to chime in. That's the way we designed it, to create more real estate. All right. Maybe you did. That wasn't too bad. I am not going to redo the two-sided tape because it is coming out within a couple weeks, and then I will be doing the turn signal kit for the WD. Cool. Oh, that's right. I got a bunch of push pins. Found a snake today. That was fun. He was dead. My son didn't know. So I threw it on his table. Freaked him out. It was pretty funny. I might be a little messed up in the head. Let's see here. Yep. We need to torque down the fender now. Snakes are so common in our areas that it's the way of life. Caught my first rattlesnake when I was 12 years old. Mojave green. That was an interesting thing about a rattlesnake is their skin feels like a bunch of razor blades. It's kind of interesting. I've never cut myself on them, but I could see if you rubbed your hand against the grain of a rattlesnake, I don't know, you probably could. It's so tough. It's really interesting. Same pattern. Yep. Same pattern, different diameter. Yeah, the thread didn't good. Have to buy a new one of those. Okay, I got... Hey. Yeah. No. I missed a screw. Or I missed a tab. Crikey. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're cooking with peanut oil. Yeah, I need a new clip there. Looks like I need a new clip there. Looks like you can only crank these down a few times before you gotta start redoing clips. Okay, so I got... Oh, because they did different. Yeah, they did. Funny thing is, I have a push pin. I don't know where it goes. That probably wasn't important anyway. Yeah, you always got to have something left over, huh? Oh, that's underneath the fender. Yeah, it is. I had to take apart the fender to get to there. So we'll put that in when we do the test light, or the new turn signal setup. All that looks good. All right, hood goes on next. So I need to put a new push pin in that corner. I need to redo some of the hardware. I have a feeling this thing's been ripped apart so many times that some of the hardware has been, yeah. Another one of those wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There's these tabs. You have to push it in with your fingers up underneath and drop it in. Cool. I think that's it. Turn it on real quick. Check it out. Cool. So I think what I'm going to do, oh man, those suckers are bright. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to probably take some pictures. I'll post those tonight, do the before and after, and then I'll probably do the video later. So by the time you see this video, you'll already see the pictures. So if the video bores you, at least you can kind of get the gist of the whole thing, just based off the pictures. So plus it's probably, I don't even know what time it is. I'm sure it's like 10, maybe 10:30. So I probably won't edit the video or nothing like that until tomorrow. So hope you guys did enjoy the video. I've never done this before, so you kind of seen what I fought. If you have a lot of wires, you're going to be fighting it just like I did. But if you don't, which most people don't, man, there's so much room back there. You're going to be able to unbolt this and literally, I agree. He says it's a 15-minute install. Without all the stuff that we put in there after all these weeks, it's probably a very quick install with very satisfying results. But obviously, I don't have his single stage wire. The sequential lights again are they use a 3-wire, where XTC uses a 1-wire. Just on and off. That's it for the turn signals. So it ain't gonna work right now because it's not hooked up. So I hope everybody has a great day. God bless, and go get them.